Well, good morning, everyone. And as always, thank you all for joining me. We are back with the latest news trending around the world, or whether it be Breitbart news. As promised, guys, you are not going to want to miss this one. But of course, I will be leaving links in the description box below where you can read further into this yourself. Where I'm pretty sure many of you have just recently heard this morning about the new hashtag Drop Out Biden as it trends, fueled by progressives and hashtag Me Too supporters. Well, why am I not surprised, guys? Given these explosive new developing allegations of sexual assault of the young Tara Reid over at Capitol Hill by none other than creepy, sleepy Joe Biden himself, when Tara Reid's mother called in to Larry King Live in a 1993 segment, and of course, fake news media, CNN, did all they can to cover this up, and now they are being slammed for journalistic misconduct as well, as I brought this to you just yesterday, guys. But it's no surprise, as many others are now calling for Joe Biden to drop out. But will he drop out is the real question. Many do believe, as I've stated before, he may drop out, and of course Hillary Clinton may just, jump in the race at the very last minute. As you know, H.A. Goodman, as I've stated before, has been doing an amazing job covering this, where he's stated many times that Hillary Clinton is secretly running as we speak. And I'm sure many of you, I did a video a while back as well, where Hillary Clinton herself was on some kind of a talk show or whatever it was, and addressing many people's comments or whatever about her jumping back in the race, and Hillary had went on to state that if she's going to do it, she needs to decide quickly. But of course, moving on, guys. The article here reads the hashtag #DropOutBiden trended on Twitter beginning early Saturday morning and throughout the day, fueled in part by progressives and the hashtag #MeToo movement supporters calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the 2020 presidential race. Although supporters of Biden tried to blame the hashtag on Russian bots, here we go with the whole Russia thing again, there were several prominent progressives who were using the hashtag, such as Peter Dow, a former Hillary Clinton advisor. Well, imagine that, guys. Well, maybe Peter Dow knows something we don't when it comes to Hillary jumping in, or is she actually secretly running like H.A. Goodman has been saying she is? But continuing on here, if you want to read in regards to Peter Dow's tweets, one of his comments here, in his third comment here, where he wrote, credible rape accusations are disqualifying, or we have no moral standards. It's funny how, like I said, the DNC, the Democrats or whatever are, clearly trying to cover, these sexual assault allegations, and as well as fake news media. But as I did a video yesterday, with the double standard with the leftist media, and how, everybody was all over Justice Kavanaugh after he was appointed by President Trump to become justice. And, the media was all over this. Democrats were all over this, trying to, prevent him from taking the seat or whatever by using Dr. Blasey Ford to falsely accuse him of sexual allegations. But again, if you wanted to go see that video, that I did that just yesterday, giving my thoughts on that entire issue. But moving on, guys, the article further reads, a number of those tweeting the hashtag seemingly included supporters of Bernie Sanders, as the day wore on. Prominent conservative figures and pundits also began tweeting it as well, where the hashtag coincided with the emergence of an alleged video clip of Biden accuser Tara Reid's mother. As I've stated before, the 1993 clip of Larry King Live featured a woman calling the show from San Luis, where she blew the whistle on these sexual assault allegations that took place over at Capitol Hill with her daughter Tara Reid, via with then Bernie Sanders as well. But of course, CNN tried to cover this up or whatever, and of course, they got slammed for this as well, via journalistic misconduct. But moving on, guys, the real question is will Joe Biden drop out? And of course, as H.A. Goodman, as I've stated, continues to cover, will Hillary Clinton jump in? I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. But moving on, of course, for the sake of time, I will be leaving links in the description box below, but you're not going to want to miss this one. I think where it is President Trump, at least more than after 50 coronavirus press conferences, went on to state, not worth the time or effort. Gee, I wonder what, what that means. But I can understand where President Trump is coming from too, because oftentimes during these press conferences, a lot of the fake news media there tends to ask him questions that absolutely have nothing to do with this coronavirus, or COVID-19, as many others are calling it. And they tried to make President Trump look bad any way possibly. And that's how fake news media works, guys. But here the headline reads, after 50 plus coronavirus press conferences, Trump asks, why have daily press conferences for lamestream media? Well, that's a good question, guys. But, I think it's great that, he's doing all that he can to keep us informed while he's working to try to, help small businesses and, keep us on our feet at the, while, many of us are being forced to stay home during this difficult time, guys. But the article reads here, President Donald Trump did not hold a daily press conference Saturday expressing his frustration with the process. I don't blame him, guys, because it's just one thing after another. It's just constant attacks trying to make him look bad, guys. But the article further reads, the White House has held at least 50 press conferences with the coronavirus task force in the past 2 months, according to White House YouTube channel. Where the article further reads here, excuse me again, I don't know what I just clicked on, very sensitive monitor. Let me see here. I apologize, you guys. According to YouTube channel, again, that's where I left off. So I do apologize for that, guys. But the article further reads here, what is the purpose of having White House news conferences when the lamestream media asks nothing but hostile questions and then refuses to report the truth or facts accurately, Trump wrote on Twitter. It's true, guys, because look how they tried to twist his words about injecting disinfectants and everything. And everybody ran wild with it, talking about, oh yeah, now President Trump is asking people to inject Lysol or inject bleach into their system and etc. And it's just one lie right after another. But of course, that's how fake news media works, guys. We cannot begin to stress this enough. But the article here further reads, the daily press briefings have been a fixture of the Trump White House for the last few weeks during the coronavirus pandemic, even during the weekends. Despite some heated exchanges with White House reporters in the press briefing room, Trump's daily press conferences drew record ratings to cable news channels, especially Fox News. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo continues having daily press conferences that are also aired live on cable news as well as YouTube. For those of you who may or may not want to check it out, I don't know if you really care to do so. But in my honest opinion, guys, before we go any further, I think President Trump is doing an amazing job, trying to get this situation solved. While Democrats were sitting at home doing nothing, as I've stated before, Nancy Pelosi in her $million-something mansion, standing in front of two $24,000-something stainless steel refrigerators, bragging about all of her candy and showing off all of her ice cream and everything. And Trump is in the White House working to try to get this thing resolved any way possible. And the media is, again, doing all that they can to try to make President Trump look bad. And it's really not fair, guys. It just really isn't. But here the article further reads, but after the media went wild over President Trump's question to the doctors about injecting disinfectants or ultraviolet light into the body to fight coronavirus, the president appeared tired of giving the media record access. They get record ratings and the American people get nothing but fake news, Trump wrote. Exactly. Not worth the time or effort. And I mean, can you honestly blame President Trump? I think he's had just about enough of it himself with, doing these press conferences and just constantly, the fake news media trying to spin everything that he says, guys. But of course, that's where I stand with the whole situation right now, guys. But again, we're going to continue to monitor this. And I urge each and every one of us to continue to keep COVID-19 victims, our first responders, and anyone else alike in your prayers, including President Trump, our country, and anyone affected by this as well, guys. But if we happen to have any more news or breaking news, I urge each and every one of you watching to please subscribe and be sure to hit that little bell, guys. And with that being said, I am your host, Chi-Town Zone. Talk to you all soon, and God bless, and have a happy Sunday, everyone.